What is going on, guys? This is Done With Gaming in Progress, and today we are going to be taking a look at Reaper in Overwatch.
This is Gaming in. We are Gaming in Progress.
Now, Reaper is perhaps one of my favorite characters in Overwatch, simply because of his playstyle. He's very in-your-face with his shotguns and his Death Blossom, which can just decimate large amounts of the enemy team, and it's just really fun to play as him. Yeah, he can be kind of an annoying character to go up against, but I mean, arguably that can be any character in the game. Now I wanted to start out this by talking a little bit about Reaper and then going over his abilities and how I feel the best way is to play him. Now Reaper is a deadly assassin that can move like a ghost through the battlefield, dispatching enemies and draining the life from their corpses. Disappearing before their allies can catch him, Reaper is most effective at close quarters and uses his movement abilities to get closer to vulnerable targets. Now, from what we've learned about his backstory, from what we've seen, is Reaper was originally an Overwatch agent who had some sort of genetic experiment done to him, and now he is no longer an Overwatch agent. He hunts other Overwatch agents, basically kind of like a bounty hunter, or a mercenary, which is what he is. So kind of like Boba Fett, or in a way, I guess. But he's a very cool character. He's very dark, and yeah, I guess he does look kind of school shooter-y, I guess, because somebody's made that comparison already. But anyway, he's a kick-ass character in my opinion, and he's a lot of fun to play with. So I want to go over his abilities here. His first ability that we're going to be talking about is the Reaping, which allows him to collect soul gems to restore health. Now this is a really useful ability because that basically means that every time you kill a player or every time a player is killed near you, you can collect soul gems and bring your health back up, which is really useful if you get into a firefight and you lose a lot of health and you just barely make it out of that firefight alive. Then you can just collect these soul gems of or the soul globes, sorry, of the people that were killed, of the enemies that were killed, and then you're back up to, or near full health at least, which is very useful, because it means that you don't require a healer to heal you, or you don't have to go find your team's healer to heal you. Now his primary weapon is the Hellfire shotguns, which basically 2 shotguns, each holds 4 shots. Then once your 4 shots are done, he tosses them aside, has 2 more appear, and then those have 4 shots as well, and obviously it's a continuous cycle of that. These shotguns, obviously, they're shotguns, so they're going to be most effective at close range. Generally what I do is I'll dispatch an enemy, make sure there's no enemies, any other enemies to take out, and then I'll immediately reload or switch to my next set of shotguns, simply because I don't want to have to engage an enemy and go through all those 4 shots and then they're still up and they get me. So moving on to his next ability set here, or his next ability that he has, which is Wraith form. Which basically allows him to become a shadow for a short period of time. In this form, he can't take any damage and he's able to pass through enemies. So this is actually a really good ability to kind of get behind somebody really quickly and get the drop on them, especially if you're already close to that person. So somebody like Reinhardt, with his big ass shield and shit, he's just like fucking absorbing all that damage like he does. You activate your Wraith form and you get behind him and then you just wipe him out, and then your team can start taking out the other players. The ability after that he has, or another one of his very useful abilities, is Shadow Step, which is allows you to mark a destination and then basically teleport to that location. He disappears and then reappears at the place that you marked. Which again is really useful. Like, these abilities are all super effective for getting up close to the enemy, because Reaper is that really up close and personal type character where you always want to be right into the enemies and get the drop on them and just destroy them. Now his ultimate ability is Death Blossom, in which he spins around in a blur of motion, and just empties all his shotguns. Like I think he uses more than one set of his Hellfires. I think he might use 2 or 3, but he just rains down hell on all the enemies in the area. And this is really good if you can activate this ability in the middle of a group of enemies. Then you're gonna get like a bunch of multi-kills, or at least do some serious damage to the other team, to where they're gonna have to pull back, heal their guys, and then come back forward. Now, the best way, like I've been saying here, to play Reaper, obviously, is to get up close and personal on your enemies. So basically, you want to either get right in front of them, or you want to get right behind them. He's really good for defending areas where, like, take for example, you use him to get up and capture the middle ground area. And then he can hold that position. He can move around and stuff, and phase in and out in his Wraith form, and really defend really well and attack really well, because he's got the ability to push forward and hold a position because of how good he is at getting the drop on the enemy. Like, he's a good character to get the drop on the enemy on, whether you're attacking or whether you're defending or whatever. Because of his close quarters nature, he's really going to help you secure and defend locations. So that being said, a couple tips I would have to say for Reaper is watch out for those long-range characters. Watch out for McCree, because McCree can be used at far ranges. Definitely watch out for Widowmaker. Tracer is actually another character that can kind of get that. Tracer moves so fast. Tracer is probably one of the only characters that can get up close and personal, and actually get the drop on Reaper. Because Reaper's designed to get up and close and personal and get the drop on other people, but Tracer, with her fucking teleport and her like fucking lunge forward ability, she can just get the drop on people, especially Reaper. Again, all your ranged characters, pretty much, like Pharah, Diva is actually quite susceptible to Reaper, especially when she's in her slow-moving robot or her mech suit. So stuff like that. So really, you want to be up close and personal. And if you have long-range characters, you have to close that gap. You have to get up close and personal. So if there's a Widowmaker sniping somewhere and you see her, you have to get up close and personal. You have to use your shadow step to get to where she is, or get behind where she is, and just destroy her, because you're not going to be able to do anything engaging somebody at long range combat. Now, a couple other tips I have for Reaper is be careful when you activate the shadow step. Be careful where you're choosing to come out of, basically. Be careful to where you mark your destination for his resurfacing point, if you will, because if you're not careful, and I've done this a couple times, you will like teleport into somebody's bullets. Like, there was this one time where I was playing as Reaper, and when our team had to push up and secure the objectives, and the other team had to defend. Well, we got up to one point, and I went to use my shadow step to get a drop on the enemy, and I accidentally shadow stepped right into Bastion in his turret form, and his Gatling gun completely annihilated me. So you have to be really careful when you use the shadow step ability. Where you're coming out of. When you use your Wraith form, be sure to remember that it's not forever, so you're not always going to be invulnerable to bullets and stuff. That Wraith form only lasts for like maybe 5 seconds at most, if I had to guess. So you have to be careful when you're using his abilities, and you have to be mindful of the gap you have when you're engaging people. And if the gap is too big, you have to close that gap. It's the same thing like if you're using a submachine gun in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. and you're trying to hit somebody and they're like halfway across the map, chances are you're not going to hit that person, or if you do, you're going to do very little damage and you have a greater chance of dying. So that being said, Reaper is a really fun character to play as. I suggest when the full game comes out, you definitely give him a try. He's not the easiest nor the hardest character to play as, but he is definitely a lot of fun, and you can really do some damage to the enemy team when you're playing as him. Now that being said, I'm going to kind of wrap up things here before I start rambling, because if I talk about something I like too much, I end up starting to ramble, and I really had fun playing as Reaper during the beta. So that being said, if you guys have enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that thumbs up. If you guys didn't enjoy it, give it a thumbs down, and let me know in the comments section why you didn't enjoy it. If you guys plan to get Overwatch, let me know, and let me know what characters you're going to be playing as, or what characters you want to see make an appearance on this channel, because I do plan to be doing character videos for all the Overwatch characters. I got a lot of footage of all of them in the beta, and I'm going to go through the footage and find what worked best for me and what will hopefully work best for you as well. Now that being said, don't forget to check out some of the other videos we've done, as well as checking out our website, our Facebook page. Check us out on Twitch. We are doing Twitch streams again. Our Twitch channel is back up and running. It's been a while since we've used it, I know, but it's back up now. We're streaming on Twitch again, so be sure to check that out as well. That being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I want to take the time to thank Viral Players for giving me the suggestion for this video. I will have a link to their website in the description below. They help a lot of YouTubers out, they help them come out with ideas, they help them promote themselves, and reach a greater audience. That being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and as always, this has been Tevin with Gaming in Progress, and I will see you guys in the next video.